What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. Today's video, we have got the Elite TI and Elite Rod from Lews review. I've had a lot of people asking when it was coming, when's it going to be here. I'm going to be completely honest, I wanted to actually get my hands on it, use it, fish it. I got to fish it at iCast back in July. You know, that was, what, 6 months ago. So I wanted to actually get it back in my hands, really put it through the ringer, use it for a couple of weeks. So we've done that. We've used it for a couple of weeks. So this is going to be the review video on the Elite TI and the Elite Rod. We got some footage. We're going to watch all that jazz. Let's roll that intro and check them out. Alright guys, first and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to get on the Lews website. I'm going to give you the description of it, give you a little bit of details about it. We're going to roll some B-roll. We've got a decent amount of footage that didn't get soaking wet, that doesn't have raindrops all over it, I hope. So I'm going to give you a little bit of that video footage, a little bit of B-roll, and you know how we do things. So let's go ahead and check out the Lews Elite TI first, and we'll do the rod second. The finest materials, industry-leading craftsmanship, unprecedented retrieval smoothness with Lews hardened aluminum speed gears and the P2 Super Pinion, featuring the long-awaited Paramag braking system, setting a new standard in casting control and a striking black titanium aesthetic over an all-aluminum frame. The Paramag braking system was something that I feel, and I feel like a lot of other people will agree, Lews was missing. You know, Daiwa had their air braking system. Shimano had the Infinity braking system, plus the DCs. The DCs, we're not going to count the DCs in this because the DCs are a microchip. Let's talk about the actual braking systems that aren't a chip. And that's what Shimano and Daiwa had that Lews didn't. And that was kind of the separation there. And now that Lews has introduced the Paramag braking system, I feel like they've really kind of taken that next step up. All right, so some of the features that we have in the Elite TI, we've got the Speed Knot Quickline attachment spool. Essentially what that is in the spool, I should have taken a video before I actually spooled it up. Maybe the next time I redo my line, I'll show it. In the spool, there's actually a knot keeper. You tie a knot, slide the knot in there, and you just start reeling. You no longer have to worry about taping it or knotting. You don't have to do any of that crap. So it's just a lot easier to be able to spool that up. 95mm bowed carbon handle with JDM style Lews exclusive Win Dry Tack Ultra Pro Weave handle grips. Carbon fiber drag system with a carbon drag star. Speed keeper, hook keeper, speed dial, line indicator, and an external lube port. So one thing about that carbon fiber drag system and the carbon drag star, as soon as I felt it at iCast, I could tell there was something different about the drag star. It was no longer that really light aluminum. It kind of, I'm not going to say it feels cheap, but you can just tell it's really light and it's not like real sturdy. The carbon one, oh my gosh, it is really nice, really sturdy. I like it a lot. As soon as I cranked on it, I was like, oh, that feels really nice. Let's go over the specifications of the reel. It is an 11+1 reel bearing system. It is a 7:5 to 1 gear ratio. That is the only gear ratio that you're going to be able to get it in. You have 30 inches of recovery per turn. So every time you turn the handle from this point back to that point, you take up 30 inches of line. Mono capacity is 110 yards at 12 pounds. Braid capacity is 110 yards at 50 pounds. It weighs in at 6.2 ounces. A lot of people thought that that was a little heavier than what they were expecting, but you got to keep in mind the drag star and the carbon fiber drag system are going to add a little bit of weight to it. Max drag is 20 pounds of drag. You guys know I have to have 20 pounds of drag in my reels. Like, that's a big thing to me. Right-handed and left-handed. It's titanium gray and gold. 95mm carbon handle and retail of $499.99. Now, I know a lot of people instantly like Lews $500 reel, it's trash. I don't know why people have that mentality of it. Just because it is something that you don't like doesn't mean, you know, you have to kind of go there with it, because a $500 reel is going to compete with any other reel. So I have a lot of experience with Shimano and Daiwa. I've used both. I've used all of their high-end stuff. The Shimano Antares, Metanium, Bantam. I've used all of those. The Daiwa Steez, Daiwa Zillion, and I'm missing one. No, I guess those are the only 2 high-end ones. I can't remember. Anyway, I've used all of those, so I feel like I have a really good grasp on what everybody else is going to compare to. I've actually used. So let's actually look at it, break it down, compare it, because that is something that's like the first question I get. I already had a question yesterday. How does it compare to the Shimano Metanium? So let's actually look at it. We've got some video footage that we're going to look at, go over, and we'll actually compare it. So the first thing that I did with the reel was I went ahead and put it on number 6. The Paramag braking system has digits that you get to pick on there. I went ahead and put mine on a 6. I dialed the tensioner knob on the left just a hair, and then I went to work, and I haven't touched it since. So you can see me reeling in here. The knobs are actually really comfortable. A lot of people, that was their first question, was how comfortable actually are the knobs. They're a little bit smaller. A lot of people don't think that we're going to like them very much, but it's very similar to the flat style in the width of them. It's just they're round instead of flat. Now, as far as the drag goes on it, no slippage, drag handles perfectly. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. Now, these aren't giant fish either that we're catching, but they are still decent fish that will have a little bit of pull to them. As far as casting distance goes, I'm getting really good casts on it at that setting. This is a 1/2 ounce Thunder Cricket that you see me throwing here. It's really, I get a lot of distance on it, but it's also dialed into where I can make those small flips like you just saw. You can pitch with it, flip with it, skip with it. That's one thing that it does really well, is skips really incredibly well. A lot better than I thought it would. The braking system itself is incredible, how well it dials in, how easily it gets dialed in. Just with your thumb, you're able to switch it up and down to be able to adjust for different weights, different techniques. It's really easy to use. The tensioner knob, once I dialed it in, I have not touched it since. I do have 17-pound test, Strike King Contra on there. I forget Contra or Tour grade, but this is Contra on there. As far as the overalls of the reel, it's a very light reel. I enjoy the lightness of it. The only downfall that I can really see to it is the same downfall as with the Pro TI. The titanium coating on there gets very cold. So yes, if you have sensitive hands, it's probably going to hurt a little bit in the winter with it being so cold, but it doesn't really bother me too much just because I really wanted to throw it. The wind grips on there are incredibly comfortable. They are a little tacky, but they're soft. They feel good. I'm really thoroughly enjoying those quite a bit. And as far as the drag system goes, it's phenomenal. We usually keep the drag completely cinched down, but in those instances that you do need to back it off, it is still an incredibly smooth drag. All right, guys, let's talk about the Elite Rod. The Elite Rod isn't getting as many questions as the Elite Reel is, but let's go over the rod anyway, because the Elite TI rod, or it's not an Elite TI rod, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It is just an Elite rod. It's not called the Elite TI rod. The Elite rod is the first ever Lews rod to break that $300 mark. It's a high-end rod. There's no ifs, and, or buts about it. This is a high-end rod. You can tell the difference as soon as you get it in your hand. So let's go over some of its specs. Featuring Lews exclusive LFS X5 blank with focus technology for the perfect balance between overwhelming strength and cutting edge sensitivity. The Elite Series rod offers the backbone for powerful hook sets, a strong, durable tip, and the sensitivity to sense the slightest lure movements and softest strike. Achieve the sensitivity of direct blank contact and ultimate palming comfort with Lews exclusive full contact reel seats, equipped with the premium VTR vibration transfer ring to deliver elite level comfort with absolute bait and lure awareness. Each rod is expertly crafted with Wind Dry Tack Ultra Grips and Lews exclusive Pro Weave for amazing handling performance when only the best will do. Lews Elite Series rods. One thing that I want to clarify here, because a lot of people had this mentality of Lews ripped off Cashin with these Wind grips. And let's get one thing straight real quick. Wind grips has been around since like the 1950s. Wind didn't rip anybody off, especially Cashin. These grips are still Wind grips. They're not hard like Cashin are. They are soft like Wind grips, and they just have a carbon fiber weave to them. They may look similar, but once you actually hold them, you're like, oh yeah, these are much more comfortable. They're tacky. They give a little cushion. They feel really good in your hand. They're nothing alike, completely separate. And that was something that I was really surprised a lot of people instantly went to. And so let's go over the features here. You do have 8 casting models and 5 spinning models. So you have both options, casters and spinners. You've got that rock solid reliability protected by the Lews industry leading 5-year warranty. The Dry Tack Ultra Pro Weave grips from Win, yet again, that is an exclusive design just to Lews. And you, in your rods, you have the casting models, you have everything from a medium all the way up to a heavy, and the spinning models, you have a medium light to a medium fast, extra fast. You have all kinds of different options when it comes to the rod choices, and that's a huge deal. To be able to have that many different choices is something that I've always loved about Lews. Each one of Lews models has submodels that you just have these amazing choices in, that you could form an entire arsenal off of one model if you really wanted to. The KBD, the Custom Pro, the Custom Light, now the Elite. Like, you can form an entire arsenal off of just one model if you really wanted to. So me personally, I currently have the 7'3" medium heavy fast. I'm using it, well, as you saw in the videos, I have a Thunder Cricket on it just because I'm able to get a lot of bites on the Thunder Cricket right now because of the scenarios that we had, but eventually it's going to go to a multi-purpose reel for me. It's going to be able to throw Texas rigs, Carolina rigs. We're going to be able to do light flipping and pitching with it. If I want Thunder Crickets on it, we can do that. If I want top water on it, I can do it. I can throw a jig, I can throw a Magnum shaky. I can do all kinds of stuff with this rod. If I'm gonna invest, what do these cost? $850 into the rod and reel, then why not want it to be able to do as many things as possible? So that's why I really went with it, because I want it to be able to do just all of these things. Now, later on down the road, sure, I'm gonna get the 6.6 for a jerk bait. I'm gonna get the 7.4 for a crankbait. I'm gonna do all kinds of different stuff with them. I'm gonna have multiple options with them. But for now, I wanted to have that one true multi-purpose that could do everything for me. All right, so let's actually take a look at some of the casts here and the hook sets. You can actually see, look at the bend in that. It's got phenomenal tip to it, but it's got a lot of that backbone there. I love the parabolic bend in it, how it feels. The blank itself is just a phenomenal feeling blank. It is very, very sensitive. This cast here, I actually bombed over a shoal, and I mean, you see how much line I have out, and I instantly feel that bite. Very, very sensitive rod. But the biggest thing, notice all of these videos, I'm in the rain and I'm not slipping whatsoever. I have complete contact with that rod at all times thanks to those exclusive wind grips. They're very, very nice, padded. They feel really good in the hand. But as far as the sensitivity goes, and I know this is a Thunder Cricket, so it doesn't really mean much, but you can feel the bite really, really easy, and so far it has got every bit of backbone that I've ever needed in it. Guys, there it is, the Elite TI, the Elite rod. What do you all think about it? I know everybody's going to have an opinion down there, especially if they don't care for Lews and they're a Shimano or Daiwa diehard, and that's fine. The biggest thing, guys, is find something that you like. If you like it, you like it, and I'm fine with that. Just be respectful down there. If you don't, you know, if you don't like it, that's fine, but be respectful to people. Don't come in there with a hot attitude about it. Let's try to keep it respectful. Let me know what you guys think of the Elite TI, the Elite rod. Some of these clips actually came from Friday's video, so you did get to see a little bit of an early release on some of those clips, but hey, it is what it is. Not a huge deal. Guys, if y'all like these videos, hit that like button, comment, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications. That'll let you know when we're posting new videos. Guys, I am currently in Disney World, so I'm not doing a whole lot on lives, anything like that, but when we get back Friday, we will have our Friday video for you guys. We'll have a little bit of content afterward, and then we're into the new year. So as soon as the new year hits, guys, we're going to try to bring you all as much content as we can as we're traveling. I don't know if I've made it super clear on here yet, but I will be traveling next year a lot with the Elite Series, to some of the Opens, some of the Invitationals. I'll be at Red Crest, Bassmaster Classic. I'll be at the Cherokee Lake, Douglas Lake, MLF event. I'm going to be traveling a lot next year, so we're going to be trying to make as much content as we can while we're at the tournaments as well. I may give you some behind-the-scenes stuff while we're at the tournaments. You never know. So be sure to follow me. Check that out. If you guys haven't, also go check out the shorts. Shorts are huge right now. Like, comment, subscribe, notifications on. Take care, everybody.